It was like you were in my back pocket. Without you, I wouldn't have had the strength to say, right, this is my moment. This is my time. This is about time.
The power to do things and to get the proof was necessary for me. Going across the country seemed like a financial, what are you doing? But it was proof that we are powerful leaders. We are powerful people.
I really just want to thank you for the opportunity to rewire your brain. I was valuing things related to what I really want to do.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Sing by Numbers Live. My name is Mama Number, aka Honey La Rochelle, and we are here decoding the magical, mystical, mathematical, musical combinations that exist in the world. Music and math have always been anciently connected, and so this is my nerdy music talk show where we get to nerd out about all the fantastic ways that numbers show up in music. And I'm so excited about our special guest today. But by the way, if you're just tuning in, we are here every single Wednesday at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. London. Sometimes it's 9 p.m. depending on daylight savings. But we are here every Wednesday. So you can tune in and learn a little something, nerd out with me, have a little fun every single Wednesday. So mark your calendars and get excited about that. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this week's guest is a woman I have known and admired for so many years, since way back in the day when both of us resided in Brooklyn. And I got my little raspberry beret on in honor of my little Brooklyn years. And I'm excited to introduce her. So without any further ado, can y'all give me a hand and help welcome to the stage Miss Acantha
Oh, I like that introduction, and I love your intro music. I was like, dun, dun, dun. I was like, yeah, she's got a professional setup here.
Every week, I'm threatening to actually analyze that song because it's actually like a complex tune. There's a lot of crazy chord changes in it. It's one of those that I have grown. It's grown on me. Now I love that song.
It's great.
Course, it's our theme song. And so it's there every Wednesday. Anyway, welcome, girl. Hey,
honey.
How you
God.
Doing?
I haven't seen you in forever. So thank you so much for asking me to be on your awesome show.
Yeah, my pleasure. And thank you so much for accepting the invitation and making time. I know you're traveling, you're touring, you're recording. Like, y'all, we are in the presence of a superstar. And I'm so thankful that you're gracing our little nerdy music talk show.
I love this kind of stuff. I love chats. I love people that are creative and, creating their own space, talking about things that they're passionate about, because I'm passionate about things and I like to talk. So this is perfect.
Yeah, great.
Plus you're my homegirl, so whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, all right. So the purpose of this show is to really scream the gospel of numbers. And the reason that Sing by Numbers actually was born is because I was chatting to my girl Maya. I don't know if you know Maya Azucena. I think
yes,
you know her.
I know Maya. Yes.
And she and I have done a lot of gigs together. And one day we were in a rehearsal with the band and I was like, hey guys, just hit the 4 and then hang on the 4 for a while. I just spat out some numbers, which to me has always been second nature because I learned really young because my mom's a singer and blah, blah, blah. So she was like, I'd really love to learn that skill. And it was amazing to me that there are all of these badass artists out here without this skill. And, there's nothing wrong with upskilling. All of us are already working. We're already killing it, earning, creating. It's not like we are hindered in our ability to make music. But I look at it like, what if Beyonce stopped learning? What would that do for the world? Like, how would she be evolving? What if she just stopped training and stopped trying to outgrow herself? So I'm always inspired to share the gospel of numbers, especially with people like you and we have so many in our community who are just dope and just don't know yet about how severely dope the numbers are.
Ooh, I am intrigued.
Yeah. So I'm excited to get into that with you later on in this episode. But before that, I would love to just chat to you a minute and hear how you've been. I mean, gosh, when I first met you, it was through Hauka in the Reggie Watts days.
I believe the first time I met you, we were walking in the Lower East Side, and he we met up, and he was like, "Oh, it's my friend Honey," and then we all kind of went on to the boxer thing, something like that, something crazy like that. Yeah,
something wild like that.
Mhm.
Well, for me, he was like, "Oh my gosh, you have to meet my girl Acantha. Let me show you this Reggie Watts video."
Oh God, that Reggie Watts video. Okay.
Yes, and
Okay.
I was obsessed already, so I was really looking forward to meeting you. So that day when we met, I already felt like I was like, oh, I know her. You know, we already know each other. But since then, you've moved to London, you've started a whole career, and you've just had some incredible success. Why don't you just share a little of your story with the folks, the lovely folks watching?
So the short of it is, I'm from New Orleans, born and raised, and then here's how I spent most of my days. I'm sorry, I had to do that. That just popped into my head.
I love it. Yes, go with it. Go with it.
I was born and raised in New Orleans, and then I moved to New York, and I spent many years in New York. I finally got my start. I didn't grow up in music, so I kind of like really had to find my way in music. That all started when I moved to Harlem. I had an ex-boyfriend at the time who opened up the Harlem Grill restaurant in Harlem. This predates this was like, we were like the first restaurant to serve anything other than fried chicken. You know, we were like the first, soy glazed salmon to Harlem.
Okay.
We had a supper club, and it was like, Alicia Keys used to come, and it was like the talk of Harlem at the time. And on Monday nights, I had a blues show that we started with the killer house band, like Fred Cash Jr. on bass, Fred McFarlane, who wrote Somebody Else's Guy, which also, this was my band, my first band. And so I was singing for 12 bar blues at this, Harlem restaurant. And then I got like headhunted by this blues promoter who started booking me in Africa and like the Caribbean. So I had this whole blues career before anybody ever knew about me. I was like traveling as a blues singer, doing that.
Amazing.
That whole relationship fell apart. The restaurant closed down. I was kind of like, ooh, what do I do now? And then I got a call to audition for this new nightclub in New York City in Soho. And it happened to be The Box, this nightclub that ended up being legendary. And so I was a house singer in The Box nightclub. Didn't know what we were creating at the time, but it ended up being classic New York nightclubs. Nobody could get in. We were the entertainment for the celebrities, et cetera, et cetera. And from there, I just kind of like was singing. It was a full-time job. I was singing there in the nightclub. Then they promoted me after a couple of years to the first female MC. So now I'm running the club. I'm hosting the club. I'm becoming a name to like, the celebrities know me and coming into my dressing room and like, oh my God, Acantha, from Jude Law to,
wild.
Norton. It's wild, really. And then from there, they offered me a job in London when they opened up the Box in London. So I agreed to come over to London to continue my MC services for the Box. And when I landed in London, I was like really hungry for, to sing my own music. So I started networking here in London and songwriting, and that's where my original artist career started. And I haven't looked back since. That's the short.
Love it. Amazing. What a blessed journey. What an amazing trip. I'm sure you have so many crazy stories.
So many.
I hope that one day we can get into those, when it's not spilling tea on the interwebs, but
Oh, so yes, I'm like, oh, should I write a book?
Yeah, that part. Yes, you should. The answer is yes. I wrote my book in 4 days, and it was a bestseller after 4 days. It's totally possible. And I talked about writing my book for 3 years, and then one day I signed up for this coaching program, and he just inspired me so much. I was like, you know what, bump this. I'm just going to start.
Wow.
And then it was like, I couldn't stop. I was like driving and talking into my phone and like making it happen. So if you have a book in your heart, if you are being called, I just want to, by the way, throw that out there, some encouragement. Just start.
To start, right?
Just
Yeah.
open up the document and hit your microphone and start telling your story, and then have ChatGPT organize the story in a way that
I love
it's
ChatGPT.
fine. I have a name for my ChatGPT. We are friends now. So, ChatGPT is not only my best friend, but also my therapist and my assistant.
Legal assistant, all kinds of stuff.
Okay. We need a contract. We need a business plan.
Baby, I'm telling you, listen. Before it takes over the world and kills us all, I'm loving it.
Yes. Let's enjoy the ride on the way down.
The ride, honey.
Oh gosh. Look at what has happened to us. It's wild.
It's wild.
Anyway.
Okay. So.
All right. So you've had some incredible success. You've had many incredible successes. You've been winning awards, but I'm really excited for this latest single. So before we play it and start analyzing and start getting into the nerdy numbers, why don't you introduce the song for us?
The song you are talking about is actually my debut single, and it appears on my debut album, Beautiful Dreams. And it's called He Said, She Said, and it's a funk tune. And I decided to release this song as my debut single, which came out, to be honest with you, a few years ago, but it's still cooking along. People are still discovering it. And the song is about social media, fake news, not knowing what to believe. Like, the internet is just the wild, wild west of information. And you get passionate about something that you hear on the news and you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. Or, oh my God, that's crazy. Or like, how dare they? And then you find out it's not true. And it's just like the frustration of like, what is true? What is, what can we, how are we supposed to know what to believe these days? And so I wrote this funk tune, like James Brown, kind of funky funk tune, about misinformation. And so that's why it's called He Said, She Said. Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
Thank you. This is actually a service for the world. So appreciate you. All right, you guys, you're going to hear a portion of this song right now, and that should inspire you to go and stream it and run up them numbers. Here comes He Said, She Said by Acantha Lang. Oh, okay. We're gonna pause right there.
Can you believe it?
Wow. Believe it, y'all. That was He Said, She Said by Acantha Lang. This song is so dope, and I'm excited to have this song on for today because we have been talking a lot about blues and funk, and this is giving all of the beautiful ingredients that live in a blues and funk in a blues and funk record. So thank you for creating this.
You're welcome.
It's dope. It's dope. All right. So when we're analyzing for numbers, the first thing we do is find the one. Now, you're a very talented singer. I understand that you don't have experience yet with numbers.
I do not.
However, you know exactly where the one is because it's where you're inclined to go. It's where you're inclined to sing. It's like the melody you wrote. You were like, this is where I come in because this is the note I want.
Right.
Like, inherently where it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So we've just never referred to it as the one. But in Sing by Numbers, we refer to that as the one. Did you ever have experience with solfege, like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's this, you just replace those syllables with numbers.
Ah.
Let me just hear your key one more again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So then you just have your numbers, and then you can start analyzing what each note you're singing is, which is sometimes really important, especially if you're going to add harmony or you're creating an arrangement. But the most value is when you know what chords to tell the musicians to play. So I don't know if you have this same experience, but for me, oftentimes when I'm on tour as an independent artist, I'm coming to a new city and playing with musicians I'm just meeting on that day who have been given a couple MP3s to study, and they may or may not have done their homework. And, we're having a sound check and a rehearsal, and it's a 2-hour experience before everybody breaks for an hour, and then we hit.
Oh, yeah.
High pressure.
Yeah.
And and lots of room for error. So having these numbers has been super supportive because I've played in Africa, I've played in Paris, and all of the times, if I can say to them, go to the 4, I could do this whilst I'm singing. Right? I could be like, and then they hit the 4.
Oh,
you feel me?
Yes.
So if they're lost, if they're deer in headlightsing out in these streets, the numbers are super valuable. And most singers don't know this language, but all musicians know this language. All and most instrumentalists speak this language. So when you're analyzing a tune, you find where the 1 is, and trust your gut, because you're going to always know where the 1 is.
Okay.
But when you're looking for it, usually I would say check first with the bass line. The bass line is usually 90% of the time a dead giveaway. In this case, the intro has this amazing guitar riff and then all of these hits. So there's a lot of dead giveaways in the intro before you even start singing. We know where home is, like where it feels like, oh, I've landed at home. This is correct. This is my 1. So for those who are watching, we're going to play it one more time and just listen at this intro, listen at this amazing guitar riff, and see if you can't pull it out before the hits begin, just as a neural nerdy game to play. All right, here we go. Okay, before the hits start. All right, there is a feeling of completion of a line. So that like bop, that 1 it's the 1 that makes you feel like, oh, that's the end of the circle.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Do you feel that too?
I do. I'm trying. I'm seeing it. I'm hearing it and feeling it.
I understand this is new.
This is so new. So I'm trying to make sure I understand. Okay.
Yeah. And listen, there's no, it would be great if you made some errors so we can actually learn, right? The whole point is to have fun learning. I love learning. I love leaving every situation knowing a little bit more about anything. So, all right. We've got the 1. This is also the same note you begin your melody on.
Right.
What are the words?
Papers flying everywhere, telling me what's new. Something like that.
Yeah. Okay. So people flying everywhere, telling me what's new. So the second thing we do, once we found the 1, we just establish if it's major or minor. And in blues and funk, most of the time we have a minor or a flat 7. So major and minor, usually the 3, the 6, and the 7 are the notes that would get taken down by a half step to change the demeanor of the scale or the key signature. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, in theory.
All right. So this is our do. That's our 1. So then if it was major, it would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Right.
And if it's minor, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. So now we so either way,
I never took any music at school, so I'm just like a wild cat when it comes to music. I'm like
beautiful. Like you're so talented and gifted, and this is clearly a gift, and it's proof that you don't actually need formal training
Mm-hmm.
to create, right? We're artists. We're out here making art in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And this is an upskill that could support at some point in your career when you're speaking with musicians, when you're speaking with producers. There's so many moments that knowing my numbers has been supportive. So let's play a little bit more okay. So I would say, let me just ask you, in your opinion, do you feel like this is in major or minor?
What, you gonna play something?
Your song.
Oh, my song? Is that minor?
Yeah. Another way to know if it's minor is if it makes you go.
Yeah, because I was like, yay, I won something. Do I get a teddy bear?
You win! Applause! Applause! You did it!
Oh God!
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into the melody. I'll play on a little bit further, and then we're gonna talk about the chords as we get to the chorus. Here we go. So we know that the one is here. Woo. One. Hit me on the one. 2 times on the one. Let's go. Hey. Yeah.
Papers flying everywhere, telling me what's new. Don't know where to go, my friend. Don't know what to do.
Okay. Papers flying everywhere. Telling me what's new.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're on the one. Papers flying everywhere, telling me what's new. So if we were singing a scale, we'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So what note is new?
Oh God, I'm horrible at this kind of stuff.
You're wonderful at this kind of stuff.
Well, say it again. 1, 2.
If this is our one and we're singing a minor scale, we would just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wildest guess. Risk it all.
Oh God, I'm lost. I literally don't know anything about scale.
Okay, no worries. So, inside of SingByNumbers, we drill these scales so that we can find our notes quickly.
Right.
And then we get into chords. So we're on the one.
Right.
Telling me what's new. If we want to match this note right here. 1, 2, 3. That's the 3. And it's a minor 3, which is also a giveaway that we're in minor if we're looking for it.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
All right. And then don't know what to do. So we have so if this is our one and this is our one because it's an octave away.
Wow.
It's the same note, but it's 8 notes away. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You're magical, girl. Like you're like working that shit out. I need to take lessons. Like, horrible.
Well, the goal wasn't to make you feel less than or
I know.
anything. It's supposed to. Well, what it did for me is it just unlocked this secret garden. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like when you discover there's the whole world of mystery in there, and then there's all these crazy combinations. Like there's a pattern called the circle of fifths, which I wonder if it's the right time to talk about it. But when I learned about it, like my brain exploded.
Wow.
Because it's this beautiful, it's like sacred geometry.
Wow.
It's like the perfect DNA. This is like actually happening in the physics of sound.
Wow.
Which is why
it sounds pretty cool. Circle of
it's
fifths.
really it's nerdy. It's nerdy.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's why we are calling this the Nerdy Music Talk Show. Okay, I wore my biggest glasses on purpose.
You look cute too.
Thank you. All right, so don't know what to do. So we said new, don't. Those are an octave away. So we know we have 2 minor thirds already. That's like almost the whole line is already given to you. So then the only notes that we're missing are da 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 da. Don't know what to do. So if you're running scales over and over, eventually it gets really easy to see sort of a staircase or like a hopscotch of each note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we're here, don't know what to do, and the note we're looking for is this. Don't is 3. So this is the 1 step away. Da, 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 da. So then you know you can find a 4 really quickly. Also, there's a bunch of cheat codes. So like if somebody ever says to you, can you go to the 4? And you know where the 1 is, you can sing Here Comes the Bride. And it will always lead you there.
Here Comes the Bride, the song.
Yeah. So you could be like, all right, so this is my 1. So here comes the bride. That's the 4.
Oh,
Da, 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 da.
Here comes the bride. Oh. Wow.
There's a little cheat code for you.
Thank you. I'll remember that.
You're welcome. All right, we're almost to the point. I wonder if this will play from the beginning or not. I'm still learning this technology. I have not learned how to actually. Oh, okay. Here comes the chord change. Here it comes. Okay, before we move on, so the bass has been down, but it's dancing around the 1 and 1 and 1, and it's dancing around the 1. It keeps on coming by, then goes up here. Oh, da 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it lands on the 6, which is such a powerful chord change. Most blues and funk will go to the 4. So this is like a more uplifting, more exciting change. It's dope. Did you write this? Do you play guitar or anything?
I do not play guitar, but my boyfriend is the co-producer and guitarist on that. So we wrote it together.
Amazing.
So he was
Nice.
doing all the nice riffs, and I did the lyrics and melody and stuff.
So when you're writing, like, is he just playing chords and you're like, ooh, that one, I like that one? Or how do you make choices together?
So I'll sing like melody. Sometimes he'll come up with a guitar riff, and he'll play some, chords or something on the guitar, and we'll just kind of come together and like feel it out, trial and error, do you like that? Do you like the feeling of that? Oh, I think we should go to this change. And I'm like, oh, I think this lyric, if I go, so literally just kind of making music.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
So it's just playing around, and then I'm hearing that you go by feeling.
Yes.
Which is perfect, because that's really what we're supposed to do. I don't know if you remember Jill Scott's live album, but she says train and train and train for thousands of hours, and then when you get on stage, forget everything you've learned.
Yeah, it's true.
That's the beauty of it. So I love your song, and congratulations. I think, is this the one that you said went super viral?
Yeah, I mean, it's been cooking along for a couple of years, and it just hit 1 million streams on Spotify, which is good, and nice milestone for the song. Considering I'm independent, out here hustling.
Yeah, that's a huge accomplishment. Congratulations. That's actually like a huge dream for so many of our viewers and so many people inside of our program. Do you have anything that you could share with them just about your journey on Spotify? Like, was there anything that you did differently with this song that helped push it along and keep it alive?
I think for the song initially, I didn't know what the song was going to do. I didn't even have a Spotify profile when I uploaded that song for, it's like my first song into the portal of streaming, So, I didn't know it was gonna, we got onto a Spotify playlist called All Funked Up, which was an editorial Spotify playlist, which helped kind of boost discovery. So that was really nice.
Yeah.
But throughout the years, we just kind of just been releasing singles and like waterfall release leading up to the debut album. And I think it's just, I would say, before, instead of releasing like a body of work, test the market with singles, just like, when you're ready, just kind of just release those singles, tell the story of each song, get involved with your community, let people in on what is the song about. Make sure, it's you and it's authentic. And, if people come along and like it, great. If they don't, whatever, just keep doing your best work, and your tribe will find you. Don't, lean too much into those vanity numbers on streaming, because there's like people like, for instance, John Cleary is like an incredible musician from New Orleans. He's from the UK, but he's like New Orleans royalty. And he doesn't have like loads of big numbers, but he has a massive career around the world. So those numbers don't translate into like if people are,
Totally.
rocking with you and filling venues and stuff like that. Because some people have those numbers and they can't, sell a ticket. You know what I mean? So
Everybody's career is unique and
it
different.
is.
But it is definitely a huge part of the conversation is like having Spotify success, even though Spotify
Right.
is kind of out here hurting us in these
Hurting
streets,
us.
just
Right.
it is still a big dream. So thank you for sharing your strategy. And I think that that's going to really support the viewership here and even supports me and inspires me. I have a bunch of new music I've been creating and hanging on to it. And should I do singles or should I do a record? And everybody's journey is different.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
I want to thank you so much for being a guest on our show.
Thank you for having
And
me.
You guys definitely go and follow Acantha. Are you using Instagram or TikTok? Where's the best place for us to keep in touch with you?
I'm on Instagram, which is kind of like, I think it's like the main platform people like. I'm on Facebook. I'm on TikTok. I'm on, LinkedIn. I'm on all the platforms. And
is there a .com as well?
There's acanthalane.com, the big hub, for my website. There's a mailing list if you care to sign up to, keep in the loop of about what I'm doing and new music I'm doing. Just soul and funk. If you're into soul and funk, that's my thing. And just trying to keep soul music alive, like Gladys Knight and Millie Jackson.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. We didn't play the whole song today because you guys get to go and stream it on Spotify. You've heard enough to know that it slams. So go and find Acantha Lang on your interwebs. Follow her, like her, support her. And thank you again, Queen.
Thank
for
you
coming
so
on
much,
the show.
honey. Miss you. And I can't wait to hang out with you.
Yes.
I need a trip to LA very soon. Come and see you.
My door is always open. I have space for you, and I would love to host you. Come through.
I might come through.
Come on. Come on.
Much love.
Mwah. Much love.
Bye-bye,
All right,
honey.
y'all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Thanks, everybody, for watching. It's been a pleasure as per usual. We will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, noon, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. This is Sing by Numbers Live. I'm Mama Number signing out. Peace.